should not go full-time with Amazon, because with all the new risks that Amazon is introducing, all that stuff that is going on, it's way too risky and you should not do it. If you listen to people on Twitter, you see these tweets 3 to 4 times a week from different accounts. And you know what, at this point, it looks like on Twitter, like it's just like you get the same tweets being recycled over and over. In today's video, what I'm going to talk about is my experience, and we're going to explore if this is actually true, and I'm going to reframe the way you think about all that to see if really you should avoid going full-time being an Amazon seller. If you do not know me, my name is Mangunza. I release daily videos about selling on Amazon, so if you are new, subscribe and like this video so you get recommended more videos. Also, I can help you scale your Amazon business, whether you want to scale a side hustle operation or you want to go full-time and scale. I have group mentorship. There's a link in the description. I'm opening new groups right now. I have one starting today, but by the time you see this video, it would have started already. I have another one starting on Monday. So yeah, just open a call with me to see if you are a fit. There's a link in the comments and there's a link in the description. Now, as I said, we're going to reframe this because it's not about, first of all, being a full-time entrepreneur is not for everybody. And notice the words that I'm using. I'm not using the word Amazon seller, but a full-time entrepreneur, especially online entrepreneur. It's not for everybody, okay? A lot of people will be better keeping this as a side hustle, as means to earn little money on the side, a little extra money on the side. But being full-time, an entrepreneur full-time, is not for everybody. Every single venture is risky, and starting on Amazon is actually one of the easiest ventures that I've ever done, and I have a lot of other people that are in my group mentorship, all that stuff, that they've been running a lot of business, thinking about Ernie. Shout out to you, Ernie, by the way, if you're watching this video. Ernie is doing a lot of business in, like, not online, and he's been telling us, like, this business, Amazon, is the easiest business that he has ever started. And like, it's so easy to get started, so easy to get around. So yeah, it's one of the easiest business to run. It's not hard at all. And you're gonna face issues, but like, just like with every single business. No. Know that this is being said. Does it mean that you should go full-time? And once again, it's not for everybody. And first of all, I believe that you should not just become a full-time Amazon seller, because yes, there's risk associated with just selling on Amazon, and you should really become a full-time entrepreneur and not a full-time Amazon seller. There's ways, because yes, there's risk, but there's ways to mitigate your risk, right? There's tons of ways to mitigate your risks. Just mitigate your risk on Amazon, right? First of all, there's a ton of ways to do it. Then there's other ways to mitigate your risk in the online retail space by selling on multiple platforms, okay? And then you can mitigate your risk even more from e-commerce by investing into other business, not just e-commerce, but stuff outside of it. And this is how you mitigate your risk when you are in business, all right? And being in business full-time is not for everybody. We see this a lot on Twitter all the time. People like, and this is why you should get away from Amazon Twitter. It's full of awful takes, right? And because you cannot be an entrepreneur if you do not know how to mitigate risk, and if you do not know how to take risks and when to take risks, right? You are going to need to take risks if you are in business. It's not matter what business it is. If you want your business to grow, if you want outsized return, you're going to need to take risk, right? If you don't, just invest in the S&P 500, make like 9% a year on your money, get 4% eaten by inflation, you get 5% profit every single year. That's it. It's as easy as it gets. If you do not want risks, that's the way you gotta go. And this is what you need to understand. Every single business that you are going to run is going to be risky. It does not matter what type of business you run, whether it is online, whether it is in person, it is going to be risky. If it is in person, like let's say, look, I'm in Ivory Coast right now. I'm scouting for a business that I may want to start here. Let's say that I want to start a construction business here, okay? Yes, the returns are going to be crazy, way more crazy than they would be in the US. But it's a little bit more risky because there's less security, right? It's not as secure, it's not as safe. I mean, Ivory Coast is a safe country, but like, let's say that you do not have a place that is secure to store your equipment and all that stuff. Your equipment can be stolen, right? People are going to steal your money, all that stuff. Stuff like that happens, okay? Because the country is not as secure, as safe as the US, for example. But this is the pay you have to pay. This is the price you have to pay for the outsized return. And the more, the higher the returns, the higher the risk. If you do not want risk, invest to the S&P into the S&P 500s, and even then it's risky. The risk is really small, but there's always risk, and you need to balance the risk and the potential profit. This is how business works. This is how it's supposed to work. Okay, there's nothing that is going to give you the return as close or like the same types of return that you would get with Amazon without risk. It does not exist. Okay, and so this is one thing that you need to switch in your mind. You need to switch this. Business is risky. Life is risky. Okay, everything is risky. You need to take risks sometimes. You need to take calculated risk. Okay, and when you take risks, you need to mitigate your risks, right? Because you need to be able to mitigate. Because if you can get 30% on your inventory, flipping your inventory 6 times a year, flipping your money 6 times a year, what type of business is going to give you this? Tell me that you can start with low capital. What type of business is going to give you this? Of course, there's going to be risk because it's actually crazy returns. The returns on Amazon FBA are still super high, really high. And like, if you think that Amazon bringing limitation, like Amazon making it more risky, like the reason why you think Amazon is making it risky is because brands are getting gated, brands are getting restricted. What else? I cannot even think about, like, sometimes we receive IP complaints, inauthentic complaints, all that stuff. There's way to manage that risk. I talked about it in previous videos. I'm not going to talk about it anymore, but like a couple of years ago, I talked about it. I talked about how to mitigate risk with account suspension. I talked about how to mitigate risk, for stuff happening with your account. I talked about it, okay? And if stuff happens with your account, it's not the end of the world. You just keep going. That's it. That's the business. Nothing else. Nothing more. That's it. Yes, it's going to be risky. You can mitigate your risk. You need to think about yourself. Okay? Stuff can happen. What are you going to do if this stuff happens? To keep going. That's it. And then, yes, you take some risks sometimes. But well, that's how it works. Okay? You want outsized returns, you will get more risks. You need to learn how to mitigate these risks so you can take advantage of those outsized returns. That's it. That's the business. That's how it works. All right? Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for a new video because I release videos every day. Join the group mentorship. Up on a call with me to see if you're a fit. $99 a month. If you want to scale your Amazon business, best way to do it. Thank you for watching.